Beloved in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we thank God for yet another moment. We thank God for this Passion Week. It's by divine selection that the Lord has counted as blessed among the people who are going through this period. This week, as we all know, is Holy Week, and Christians all over the world are reflecting on the event that Jesus went through, that is the journey to the cross, starting from the triumphant entry to his death on the cross. Odofo a wotie me nnɛ, Presbyterian Church of Ghana a ɛwɔ Paris, France, Peace Congregation, ɛna yɛde Passion Week reflection ɛde brɛ baabi a wo bia. Nneɛma a Yɛwurade Yesu Kristo faa mu ansa na ɔwu asɛnnua ne so. So the theme is making a journey with Christ to the cross. Making a journey with Christ to the cross. But today we want to specifically look at Jesus' Last Supper with the disciples. Yɛwurade Yesu Kristo na didi a etwa toɔ a wɔne asuafoɔ no edidi. Ɛno ɛne yɛpɛ sɛ ɛnnɛ anwummere yɛhwɛ na yɛhyɛ ne nso. Na megye di sɛ yɛwɔ nneɛma bebree a yɛbɛtumi asua afiri mu. And the passage for reflection for today is Matthew Gospel chapter 26. We want to read from verse 14 through 30. Matthew Gospel chapter 26. We want to read from verse 14 through 30 as we reflect on Jesus' Last Supper with the disciples. Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12 disciples, went to the leading priest and asked, "How much will you pay me to betray Jesus to you?" And they gave him 30 pieces of silver. From that time on, Judas began looking for an opportunity to betray Jesus. On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Where do you want us to prepare the Passover meal for you?" As you go into the city, he told them, "You will see a certain man. Tell him, the teacher says, my time has come, and I will eat the Passover meal with my disciples at your house." So the disciples did as Jesus told them and prepared the Passover meal there. When it was evening, Jesus sat down at the table with the 12. While they were eating, he said, "I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me." Greatly distressed, each one asked in turn, "Am I the one, Lord?" He replied, "One of you who has just eaten from this bowl with me will betray me. For the Son of Man must die, as the scriptures declared long ago. But how terrible it will be for the one who betrays him. It would be far better for that man if he had never been born." Judas, the one who would betray him, also asked, "Rabbi, am I the one?" And Jesus told him, "You have said it." As they were eating, Jesus took some bread and blessed it, And he broke it in pieces and gave it to the disciples, saying, "Take this and eat it, for this is my body." And he took a cup of wine and gave thanks to God for it. He gave it to them and said, "Each of you drink from it, for it is my blood, which confirms the covenant between God and his people. It is poured out as a sacrifice for to forgive the sins of many. Mark my words. I will not drink wine again until the day I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." Then they sang a hymn and went out to the Mount of Olives. My dear Christian friend, as we are making a journey with Christ to the cross, abra yɛne Yesu Kristo etu kwan akɔ asennua ne so. Adidi a etwa toɔ a wɔne asuafoɔ no edidi yɛne. Na saa event yi esi Yawada enwumre. Baransan yebedu Yawada no Holy Week no ana Passion Week no ɛhyɛ aseɛ efiri kwasiada. That is the triumphant entry. Ebra Yesu Kristo kɔsrɛ obi afunumu na wɔtena so ɛkɔ Jerusalem. Send here one Matthew chapter 21 verse 1 to 11. The first day of the Holy Week, he sat on a donkey, the triumphant entry into Jerusalem. By that time, he walked in Bethany. Na oko Jerusalem adeɛ kyen no event a ɛkɔ so biemo ɛne sɛ, according to Mark chapter 11 verse 15 to 17. Okura asɔre dem, okura hyia dem, na nipa bi a na wɔn di dwa ɛwɔ hɔ ɔpamo wɔn, ɔka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ, "Munnim sɛ me fie ɛyɛ mpaebɔ fie." So Jesus cleared the temple on the Monday. Then on the Tuesday, when we read Luke chapter 20 verse 1 to 8, his authority for the things that he was doing was questioned by the chief priest and the teachers of the law. Enipa ebusa no anasa sofo mpanifo no bebusa Yesu tumi kura wode ye adwuma a woye eye ebnada no. Na saa da koro na so ena Judas egitu mu se oni asofo mpanifo no ene akyerɛkyerɛfo no egitu mu eye adwene se obeyi Yesu Kristo ama. It happened on the Tuesday. Na nkyerɛkyerɛ a wɔde ma Matthew 24 and now Mark chapter 11, Mark chapter 13. Saa da no Tuesday no ɛna wɔkyerɛkyerɛ ɛwɔ Mount Olivet. Kyerɛkyerɛ a wɔdo ɛkɔ so. Ukuada ne deɛ Bible na nka bibia ɛfa de Yesu Kristo yɛɛyɛ ho. Na Yawada no ɛyɛ Thursday. Anopa no ɛkɔ no no soma asuafoɔ mienu ne sɛ wɔn nkɔhwehwɛ baabi a wɔn bɛ celebrate Passover feast and I will be the Passover meal no. The Thursday na nwumre ɛna ɔne asuafoɔ no edi nkɔmɔ a yɛkenkan no wɔ Matthew 26 verse 14 through 30. Ne yɛhwɛ baabi pɔten a na Yesu wɔ for the first 3-4 days a Ehwemu kyerɛ sɛ na Yesu ɛwɔ Bethany. Efiri Bethany ɛba Jerusalem about 2 miles. Na Bible scholars being so ehwemu kyerɛ sɛ it's likely sɛ na ɔwɔ Mary ne Martha fie. Ɛhɔ no asuafoɔ ne wɔ. Enti ofiri hɔ no aba Jerusalem, ofiri hɔ no aba Jerusalem. Efiri kwasiada na nwumre na kosi Yawada na ɔne asuafoɔ ne hyia mu didi a etwa to no. Na kenka sɛm a yɛkenka yɛ nneɛma wodoɔ a yɛbɛtumi asua firi mu ennɛ as we are making a journey with Christ to the cross. When we read the Matthew 26 verse 14 to 16. I said, then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12 disciples, went to the leading priest and asked, how much will you give? How much will you pay me to betray Jesus to you? And they gave him 30 pieces of silver. From that time on, Judas began looking for an opportunity to betray Jesus. Tresem di adanse yese. Said ye ka se ebna dano ohwehwe akwanya obeyi Yesu Kristo ama. Ebra asofo mpanifo ene emrachirefo no mebusa Yesu tumi kura wode ye adwuma when they came to question the authority that Jesus Christ was using. They looked for an opportunity to get rid of him. They looked for an opportunity to get rid of him. And Judas Iscariot, who happens to be one of the disciples of Jesus, decided, he consented that he will betray him for 30 pieces of silver. Judas ayenim se waka Yesu asuafo ne ho. Wani Yesu ananti beye mfie miensa. Ehwemu kra kire se wonu na okra won sika. He was in charge of the treasury. Na sika ni brenti o ma kwan beda ne ho na wajitu mu se obey Yesu Kristo ama. He looked for an opportunity. When we read the verse 16, he said, from that time on, Judas began looking for an opportunity to betray Jesus. Out of what? Now, what can Yesu ho? Oni Yesu nante. Adomu biara na was a wonya oninsakai as compared to the other disciples. But one man who kwai ma bonsan be wura ni mo ne senti sika nibrenti oya na adwene say obey Jesus Christ ama. As we are making a journey with Jesus Christ to the cross this week, Judas allowed Satan to enter into his heart, to betray his master, to betray Jesus. And na ejidifo yenso ye fa passion week yimo ye na kwanya wodo so epaw Yesu ye na kwanya wodo so emma ye dwuma ye di ye niye ye kasa. In one way or the other, we also betray Jesus Christ by driving people from the house of God, even though we had the opportunity to be with him, to be blessed by him for all this while. Judas ni Yesu 19 VM and so. But he allowed himself for Satan to use him. So as we are making a journey with Christ on the cross to the cross, let us not be like Judas, who decided to betray his master. He was among them. And then nipa bibetimi aka the leadership of the church. But enam sika nibre, enam honama kono, enam eniwa kono, eni asetna mu anhuwa huanti obemma ne ho kwan ma bonsa be wurani mu na wa betray onyame adwuma na wa betray asori na agenda. Bana wotwe yesre awurade nyankopon se wama ya doma ye di begina, so that we will not become like Judas. Now, the second lesson that we can pick from what happened on the first day. Also, on the first day of the festival of the unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, where do you want us to prepare the Passover meal for you? And here find out person yes na yeni with this twamafa hye. Na Yesu suma asuafo mienu a gospels ne di adance say Peter and John. Ase munko kuro na edam animo no na mubehunu wo bi a woso anyina na munni nachi efie na obekomu no munka nkyere fie ru ne se ehemfa na wasiesie ede ama wo kyerɛkyerɛfo ne se omra medi twam afahye no esuafo no edi somayi so okoye no kotu fie ru no na sere Yesu Kristo soma wo no wasiesie ho emai se wo di sa twam afahye. Or upon verse 20, they say, when it was evening, Jesus sat down at the table with the 12. While they were eating, he said, I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me. Now, when they say, somebody sacrificed his room for the celebration of this Passover feast on the Thursday evening. As we make a journey with Christ to the cross, it needs sacrifice. Sacrificial giving is very important. On the Sunday, he sat on a donkey that does not belong to Jesus Christ or the disciples, but it was borrowed. Na mosane na ebusamu amonkase ni huhia mewrade, and the owner of these animals gave them out to be used for this kingdom business. And today we are learning also that the room in which he and his disciples sat to celebrate the Passover meal was also donated by somebody. So as we are making a journey with Christ to the cross, we must understand that sacrificial giving is very important. Onyankopon ede resources bebre ede adom ye. Your time, your talents, your property, your seeker. So if you want to help in the redemptive work of Christ, we must also bear in mind that we need to donate, we need to sacrifice, we need to give what the Lord has given to us for us to be stewards over them. If we are sending money na yo Nyankopon dia. No dia mayen say yen hweso. If Yesu ni asuafo no ko edidia etwa to no. Somebody donated his room for the celebration of it. My dear Christian friend, what are you donating? What are you giving out to win a soul for Christ? We need to donate. We need to give out. And I believe as we do that, the Lord will also bless us in so many ways. Many other for papa no de ne dan mai. Na no na bua ema omutimi edisa afashe. The third lesson that we want to learn from this very passage is that Jesus instituted the Lord's Supper, the Holy Communion. When we read Matthew 26, verse 26 to 30, it says, as they were eating, Jesus took some bread and blessed it. Then he broke it in pieces and gave it to the disciples, saying, take this and eat, for this is my body. And he took a cup of wine and gave thanks to God for it. He gave it to them and said, each of you drink from it, for this is my blood which confirms the covenant between God and his people. It is poured out as a sacrifice to forgive the sin of many. Mark my words. I will not drink wine again until the day I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. So we realize that on the journey to the cross, Jesus instituted the Holy Communion. See a kind Exodus chapter 12. Ebra Israel for no obey you one no a free Misrim Quasomono. Or share one say. One kum in nine. One for one moja and kika upon na any lasting ordinance for future generations. It ya na Israel for and na Jew for echo Jerusalem because celebrate sa Passover feast. It was one of the major festivals of the Jews. In the Passion Week in Nemo, na wa kose woko disa fashe. Na enumu ena ne yawadano eda na woba be disa twemu dwan no. The Passover meal. Oni asuafo ne tia didi ase no. Wakachele one say pena me pen say minimu disa twemu yi ansa na mewo. It was very significant. It was very important. Ofa abodo obubu mu de ma won say munyina mu ni we ne me honam amonti obubu edi ama. Owie no fa kruwa no ana cup ne say we ni apam mi ankasa mi moje the blood of the covenant. Apam wa eda onyankopon ni woni pantem. Munye ye emfa enyamin kaye. And from that period onwards, Jesus instituted the Holy Communion. He instituted the Lord's Supper. And until the bread biara yebe kwa rade pono no. Osofo no ana odikane no ofa bodo na wose. Ade konkona ye rade Yesu Kristo hyase. Ne hweso ne nkaye na hyade enti na yenso ye yesadi. Wano na anadwo a woyi ne maaye no wofa bodo obubu mu ede ma won se munyina muni we ne nipadua mu nti obudi ama amanse ni na munye ye emfanye menkaye. It was for Paul nso so e kan wasem wo 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 26 say na medie de minya firi awade Yesu Kristo nchen na mede mamu wono na anadwo a woyi ne maaye no ofa bodo obubu de ma won se munyina muni we ne nipadua mu nti obubudi ama ebere biara mo beye sa di mo fanya menkaye. If you want to say ebra Yesu ekwa asenu ya ne so no oni asuafo ni hia didi a etwa to no enum ana wode awurade adidi adide konkono no wo share ne ma ede ma agidifo a ename ne won so yenyamo chefe. So he instituted the Lord's Supper. And Paul said, any time that you do this, proclaim the Lord's death until he comes. Because Paul can say, and now say nipa bi entimi siesie won ho yie was ade de konkuni munti eno nama enne bebre na yare yare ebi so ayemre ebi so awuwu honhom fam wana wodi ade de konkunu yi abra won siesie won wodi ne biara in an unworthy manner or the no meba won wankasa ne so by wodi so na wodi ne yi a insurance home. There is spiritual nourishment. There is moral benefit. There is social benefit. It enables us also to give thanks unto God because the Holy Communion in Greek is also called the Eucharist. That is giving thanks to God for what he has done for mankind, what he is doing for us, and what he continues to do for us. If you're ready, Yesu Christo edidie church one no. Or share edidi konkroni moden or share mokena. Iti na wotri siye kai na mani hunu dia. Adia ba kwa yebe suya free mone se. Obi biara wodi enom communion no se nye ense ne mfata no e wo se ye ma ye ne ba ye ho so se. Enhira wom ena no menso wom. But the Jidi for conform my answer, said the bay and Sabakan should have woman wanted Paul say, Monipan son and won't share and son of what the Kunkuna be. Other four, and the dear cut to any months or so, Jesus taught the disciples about servant leadership. Twerɛsɛm di adanse yɛ sɛ ɛberɛ a no ɔnam kwan so kɔ no na wɔnwiinwii na argument baa wɔn ntam busaa wɔn ho sɛ who will be our leader, because na Yesu aka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ wɔ nipa ba no kokowu. So if the master, the teacher is not there, then who it will be the next leader? If you Luke chapter 22 verse 24, Emuaya Yesu de ma won ewo ho. Yankai and free, verse 24. No. Was it then they began to argue among themselves about who will be the greatest among them? Jesus told them, in this world the kings and the great men lord it over their people, yet they are called friends of the people. But among you it will be different. Those who are the greatest among you should take the lowest rank, and the leader should be a servant. The leader should be a servant. My dear Christian friend, if you are a Christian leader, you are supposed to be a servant. In the secular world, leaders are served. People serve them. In the secular world, because of their status, they have a lot of people who come around to offer services unto them. But in the Christendom, when you are a leader, you are called to serve. So Jesus told them that the one who wants to be the greatest among you must be the servant, the number one servant. Obi biara pese wo dikan wo yakase e wo Kristo sumu e wo awurade mu e wo asafo ni mu e wo se wo ye ne wo som. Timinu ya wo tie me. Ya de dwumadie bi ahye wo nsa, akandie dwumadie bi ahye wo nsa wa sori ni mu a e wo som adwuma. Ewiasefo ene wo pese nipa som won. To mo adwuma biara ya de ma wo se wo ye sofo, se wo ye asafani, se wo ye kuo dikani, e wo se wo som awurade. And no any idea e wo se nipa da se dey fam wo. But when nim situation na wo mu e na me nim de wo fam wo. Ba de ba ko a me nim no se esanse awurade tumi ni mobro mu na dom e do so ma ni menti. Obi biara awurade frɛ no no wo frɛ ne ze omra mesom. Ehia ho brasie. But today many people are not prepared to humble themselves. Many people come into the service of the vineyard with different motives. They want people to serve them. But argument about esuafo ni mono di adanse ye say yes to chire was servant leadership. Do your Christian ni a man position be your man leadership role be you are there to serve. With the resources that God has given to you, you are there to serve one another with your spiritual gift, with your talent. You are there to serve your property. You are there to serve with the time that you have. Acts chapter 2. Yakai verse 42 no ebana. E dia dance here say. Na watna asomafo ne kyerɛkyerɛ mo. Watna pa no bubuo mo. Watna yonkofam. Watna mpaibo mo. Na wasom won ho enti dane awurade nam asuafo ne nsa so ya wanwade. Na dane won nipa be ka won ho e wo asori ne mo. To no one that said asori ne cause nyini, because they understood the servant leadership. Enti yes we did ye twa to a wode asuafo ne didi ye no ade ba ko a wo kyerɛ ye ne say we need to serve one another with humility. Shining so. Now, Yeshua Bibi so Luke chapter 22, verse 31 to 34. In the course of that very sitting, he predicted Peter's denial. Luke 22 verse 31 to 34. He says, Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift each of you like wheat, but I have pleaded in prayer for you, Simon, that your faith should not fail. So when you have repented and turned to me again, strengthen your brothers. Peter said, Lord, I am ready to go to prison with you and even to die with you. But Jesus said, Peter, let me tell you something. Before the rooster crows tomorrow morning, you will deny 3 times that you ever know me. Edidie na se na Yesu Kristo. Ebra wo ka se omu ba ko beyi na ma. Petro gina ka se fia se mpo a woni ne be ko owu mpo a woni ne be ebewu. If on ne kra to ho se e be somo no awurade. Na Yesu Kristo ka kire ne se Simon bonsam ye se obepomo so se bro. Na mi gina mi dimao na dachi also gina wa diama wonua. So Jesus predicted to Peter that he is going to deny him. In other for, as we are making a journey with Jesus on the cross, let us not deny Jesus. Erade ma ye yekodro honhom. Yembebre ono mu a ye power ye rade Yesu Kristo ye power ye nyankopon na ye som no ye nam suban ye nam kasa ye nam ne ye bi so e power de da na sen ye be ye benya sa ye kodro honhom ente ye hia se ye me rade asem e hye ye ma na dane da said the Presbyterian nyom because asem biara me ka adi biara me ye e wo se me bisa se be ye Yesu fa na ehia pa le bre biara ye be kwa awurade anim ye be sere awurade ahoode onyankopon de na asem ne onkonkro tumi ne hye ye ma said ye be betime gina e won so hwa wodo ni na mo ne yampa o nyankopon yampa o ya genkwa Yesu. Edidie na se Radi Yesu Kristo ede ashede foforo ede ma esuafo no. He gave them a new commandment. A commandment of love. O se ashede foforo na me de me ma mo se ne be ya nipa ni na be hunu se mo ya masuafo. Mo do mo ho. That is Matthew. You share John Gospel chapter 13 verse 34. So now I am giving you a new commandment. Love each other, just as I loved you. You should love each other. Your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples. Your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples. Our Lord Jesus, during the Last Supper, gave unto the disciples a new commandment of love. Or of what they were do ashed ye edemawo. Se monno mo ho. Na bo do mo ho mo nipa ni na be hunu se mo ye mesuafo. Ini adofo. Odo eyade a ehia. Wo nyame asafo mu, wo abusua mu, wo oman ni mu. Ibetema onyame adwuma koso na asempate de dwuma de netima wie peya egina wodoso. Emfa woni adom achade ekuta wo, emfa woni ngosere ekuta wo. So wantimi anyani ni na e wodo eni amobrase mu a menu adofo. Eti fa nko ba bia. Tedi die twato woni mo Yesu Kristo kire won se ashade afofra me de mamo ne se monno mo ho. Tina watri abra ye kai ye ready Yesu Christ amani hunu as we make a journey with Christ to the cross. One thing that we need to know and one thing that we need to emphasize is that we have to renew our love with other people in the church, in the family, in our relationship with other people. Ihyama yense Yema wodoma pa etna yemu. Yema wodoma pa eka yemu. Ewade ni na yemu. Orafade ba kwa Yesu Kristo ye wade di atwa to ne mu a me gidi se ehia se yesua ene se. You can free John chapter 13 verse 3 to 17 a. Osensuo hohoro asuafo ne nase. He set an example for them. Example of humility. That we need to humble ourselves in all that we do. Asuafo ne busa ne anti a won yes and I say me jamo insan na wo se ne be ya mosumo be ye bi. Humbling yourself. Amobrase hia. Yesu bre ne ho ase wade ne na mo. Esanze obre ne ho ase wade ne na mo te onyankopon so man din abro din na so ene ye boy awrade Yesu Kristo din a twelesem din adanse ye se tajerema ni na pa mu kan na kotodwe ni na ekoto ne se onu nkoto ne awrade. Obre ne ho ase kodwo wo mo ade ne na mo onipa ehia ho brase Kristofo ehia ho brase ye kura ho brase mu kodwo awie ye a be gidi se nyame ani onyame ekese amaye. Therefore, enne day, as we are making a journey with Christ to the cross, and near my Yeshua a free the Last Supper with the disciples, no emone. Or chreya ho brasier, or chreya or do, or my young muse or time a Christo summon home. Na nini na mono. What they are shed ye be a my I had the concono. I was a CSC 1 year did and no moon and shira war. Meaning other for I feel ye for passion week ye more. Men famusa abra won't see be and I say war rededicate your life or your Christian life back unto God. Ye ne and you may a rod and I'm the dome so that dome ye. Baby, why you tossinia? Yes, riding I won't share. Me, we na me kase. Don't be like Judas. Judas was among the 12, but went to many when we and now secondly brenti. Me paye ne say or don't for nyankopon be kaye ho wade ne nemo. Na waboa yen. Na passion week in corner we ye. Wa maye gina soronko. Yani Yesu Kristo huna mane e wa semia ne so. Na ni wo no eso abanfa so amaye. Ini adafo. Ewade hirawo. Se enne wunya bre. Ebra me ne wo che. Yesu ni hia mo atwato a one asuafo de ehia. Me mpae bo ne makoma so ade de se. Na me tena ni mo kire. Na me ma na ni so hwe wo. Omma wo ne da asomdwe. And ne Passion Week reflection ye Presbyterian Asoria and what Paris, France, Peace Congregation. And I want software Emmanuel Omari at the Brewe. My young pie. Or don't for that was say and ne enumere. The show when you yam ever was somewhere with your maye. In one word in flew. A rather boy. My young mock concona boy and showing it. Ebi bia rare was a way the boy Emma na what tree and couldn't dear Fadomie. Where rather Yesu Christo dear. Of your dominant young copona and then you know what Casaya hono. On the one shall cry and on nipper biaswa and one mass of the biarada. Yamia soon be and I want to. Amen. Shalom. Peace.